Hey guys, Mr. Premium here. Today I'll be showing you a complete guide of Layer 2 Floor 1. This will be the first part of a two-part Layer 2 guide, and in the second half we'll be going over Floor 2. This video was suggested by user GLCO3WF3B, nice name by the way. Layer 2 is an amazing place to get amazing loot such as legendary weapons, relics and enchants. Too bad it's also an amazing place to meet scary mobs and wipe. Lucky for you, I'll be covering how to defeat every single mob including the final boss of this floor, Chaser. I will also show you where to go for all the talents, quests and even the murmur you can obtain. But hey, let me strike a deal with you. I tell you all of this juicy information, and you give me, let's say, 1 subscription and 1 like. That sounds fair. Also comment, because I like hearing what you have to say. To safely get to Layer 2 Floor 1, you must head to Castle Light. This is because you can talk to an NPC called Claris, and she will send you down to Layer 2 with a light hook. A light hook is a device that allows you to rise back up to the first layer after you die in Layer 2. You can also click on the light hook to teleport yourself back up. When you teleport back up, you do not keep any of the loot gained, but you do keep any talents that you happen to obtain. Do note that you have to be a minimum of power 15 to get a light hook. This light hook can last 20 minutes, and after the timer is up, you're left stranded, meaning if you die, you'll wipe. After each expedition, the hook will need time to recharge, unless you defeat Chaser or Scion. The light hook even recharges if you leave the game and wait. To get to Castle Light, follow me from the flat gate. Before we go down to Layer 2, we need to talk about mobs. There are 4 mobs you can find in Layer 2 Floor 1, and some of them can be a bit tricky to deal with if you don't know their attack patterns. If only there was someone to tell you about them. Oh wait, that's me. The first of the 4 mobs is the basic Diver Husk. These guys act like any overworld bandit, but they have more health. They have 2000 health, which is double that of a Sharko. They have the normal attacks such as their M1s and their critical, but they also have a special attack. Strong Left. This can be troublesome if you happen to get hit by this move near an edge. They can be solo, but it's more common to find them in pairs or threes, because they like to gank you. They can also spawn alongside a Carbuncle, which may prove to be troublesome due to them comboing you. Speaking of Carbuncle, the next mob is a Carbuncle. Carbuncles are very simple mobs. They only have 2 attacks. The single hit strong attack. You can tell they're about to do this attack when they let out a high-pitched vocalization and a 3-hit weak attack, and they produce a low-pitched noise for this one. They also have 1400 health, which is less than a Diver Husk. These mobs spawn in groups of 2s or 3s, and can easily infinite combo you, so watch out for them. Now we get into the trickier mobs. The first of the 2 is a Bounder, aka Little Doggy. You can encounter these guys if you stray too far from a path. Also, a ton of them spawn in the Nest Corridor, which is a place where you have to run through to get to Chaser. Bounders have 3 attacks. The first attack is a slash. They can either slash once or slash twice consecutively. This deals moderate damage, but you can easily parry these. The second attack is a leap. This is unparryable, and you must roll it. It also ragdolls you and deals a fair bit of damage. The final attack is a rush forward. This also needs to be rolled and will ragdoll you. Bounders have 5000 health, so they can be quite tanky against non-PvE builds. The final mob you need to know about is the Bone Keeper. It's required that you defeat a Bone Keeper to get to Chaser, so listen carefully and get good. Usually when you first see Bone Keepers, they'll start off with a rush attack, similar to the Bounder. However, this one is parryable, although if you block it instead, it's likely to break your posture. I personally roll it instead because the timing is a lot less harsh. He also has a triple slash attack. This attack can be easily parried, although sometimes afterwards he'll leap towards you. This cannot be blocked or parried, although you can roll away from it. He has a grab move which first makes the special attack sound, and then he goes for a grab, which ignores blocking. You can easily roll out of the way, but I deal with it by walking backwards a tiny bit as he can't reach you with his stubby little arms. If he's able to reach you though, this move does a deadly amount of damage. His next attack creates a wave of bones that come out of the ground. The only way to dodge these is to jump. Wait, this move seems familiar. His final attack is Femur Throw. This is where he grabs a comically large bone from out of the ground, he waits a small period of time and then throws it at you. He delays it weirdly, so make sure you wait for him to throw. You can parry or roll this move. Now, on to the moment you've all been waiting for. The actual guide! I'll be showing you a time lapse of the run on screen whilst pausing to talk about important bits. I hope you enjoy. The first thing you need to do is to grab this key. This key will help you unlock the gate to the rest of Layer 2. The first thing you're met with when you go through the gate are strong winds. The way to counteract these winds is to hold forward against the direction of the wind. At this point, I do a skip where you jump over a gap, but you could also just go around instead, but then you're met with more winds, so this way's a lot faster. Now you may have noticed that you've had snowball looking things growing on you throughout this run, and that those are parasites, but that's nothing to worry about, trust me. Once you get to one of these lantern things, they will just come right off, like a charm. This right here is a generator. It's required for unlocking many quests in Floor 1, including the main quest. As you can see, here I've stopped to fight 3 carbuncles. What can spawn here is either these guys, or 2 carbuncles and a diver husk, and killing them will give you a chest. Here you need to stand on this bit and wait until the floor crumbles underneath you. Then follow me. Now, to complete the main quest, you need to interact with this glowing spear. Then if you kill these 3 carbuncles, you get a chest. Up ahead you'll find a bone keeper. You're going to want to ignore this and just turn around the corner. After you turn this corner, there'll just be an open straight path. You'll want to run across it really quickly because the floor will collapse underneath you. And you can kill these guys to get a chest. Interact with this button to open the gate. As soon as you get to this place here, you're going to want to talk to all 3 of the NPCs. The first one doesn't really say anything interesting, but the one at the back gives you the talent Etheron's Gaze. This allows you to see more clearly in Layer 2. The third NPC allows you to pass through these blue gates. As soon as you get Etheron's Gaze, you can take a quicker route through the cave, which I will show now. Anyhow, back to what we were doing. Now, everything beyond this point is the most dangerous part of the run. This right here is the nest corridor, and a bunch of bounders are going to spawn on you, so you're going to want to run. And just follow my path and you'll see where to go. Also watch out, because a lot of these platforms that you stand on may crumble and you'll fall to your death. And from this point on, you're just going to want to climb up, and then you'll meet Chaser. And here we are, the final boss of this floor, Chaser, Scholar of the Burning Blood. That's a pretty epic name. In a way, this fight is similar to the Ender Dragon fight from Minecraft, because you have to go around breaking these jars that power him up. When you start the fight, Chaser will have about 4 jars powering him up. As soon as you break these 4, after he's used up all of his moves, he'll go on the floor where you can hit him. You can get about 2 full combos on him until he launches you away, but you can block being launched away and then you can spit on him to heal. In Chaser's first phase, he has 5 moves. The first move is a triple blood attack. This is easily parryable if you press your F key in a click 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 pattern. If you block all three, it will most likely break your posture, but if you parry the first one and block the rest, you will likely be fine. The second move is a powerful blood appendage. This cannot be blocked or parried, and you must roll it. Before he uses it, you'll hear the special attack noise. So the main way to dodge this move is to always listen out for that noise, as it's the only thing in his arsenal that sounds like that. If he hits you with it, you'll be dragged towards him. This could then combo into his other moves like Triple Blood Wave, but I'll cover that later. The third move is Burning Blood Explosion. This is one of the easiest ones to dodge, as you can block, parry, or dodge it. If you're running whilst the attack is charging up and you continue running, it won't even hit you. If you manage to get hit by this move, it burns you and it launches you upwards. The fourth move is Triple Blood Wave. This is where he fires out 3 consecutive, constantly expanding rings of blood on the floor. There are only 2 ways to dodge this. The first way is to jump over each one, and the second way is to stand up somewhere high so they cannot hit you. If one hits you, the rest will, and it puts you in a stun lock. Chaser's final move of his first phase is making stalactites fall from the ceiling. Weirdly enough, this is his most dangerous move, and the only way to effectively avoid it is by sticking to the walls. Make sure you wait until the whole move is over, as it takes a while to actually happen. After all of Chaser's blood jars have been destroyed, or if enough damage has been dealt to him, he will go into his second phase. The roof caves in and rains a bunch of stalactites onto the ground permanently, which can be stood on. This means that you must run to the sides as soon as you hear a rumbling noise so you don't get hit by the falling debris as he's shifting into his second phase. All of his moves stay the same, except he loses the stalactite ability because obviously there's no ceiling. The only ability that he gains is Blood Frenzy. This is identified by him having a red highlight. This means that he will cast multiple of his attacks in rapid succession. His vulnerability time also gets longer when he's knocked down compared to his first phase, and I'll skip to the part of the fight where it becomes phase 3. Phase 3 is entirely about survival. You cannot attack him as he's constantly attacking himself in order to use more of his Blood Oath. In this phase, he's consistently attacking you, dealing a constant rate of damage. You need to be out somewhere above ground to avoid his triple blood waves, and be prepared to take a lot of damage. There isn't a way I know of to avoid this damage, and blocking it won't affect it, so make sure you go into this phase with a decent chunk of health. He's still able to use his other moves, so especially look out for the move that drags you into the middle, as this will combo into everything else. Eventually, with enough attrition, Chaser is defeated, and you get to pick up your sweet, sweet loot. And that's Layer 2 Floor 1. You can continue down to Floor 2 if you go in the big hole, or you can escape back up to the surface and keep your loot by going through the big light hook. Now onto the talents. There are 2 talents you can get down in Layer 2 Floor 1, and these are the Union Hook and the Heretic Sutra. Throughout the map in Layer 2 you'll find hooks which have the option to be risen. If you have the Union Hook talent, you can scale these hooks. To get the Union Hook, you need to have turned on the generator, as we covered in the guide. After this, follow me. Talking to this guy will give you the talent. Heretic Sutra is a talent that allows you to do a weird, crazy, wacky chant which will give you insanity. This is useful when comboed with talents such as Shared Misery and Piercing Will. To obtain it you must have at least 80 willpower and have had Tier 1 Insanity, which is Shivering. I'll show you who to talk to obtain it now. Just talk to this crazy guy and then you can get the talent. Next, I'll show you how to get the Murmur. In my opinion, it's the least useful out of all 3 murmurs, but I usually get this one when I'm farming for echoes. This murmur's called Rhythm, and it allows you to hear amplified versions of enemy sounds, and it gives you a small amount of ESP, meaning you can see people through walls in a short radius around you. Just follow my path. When you're down here, you need to talk to this guy. He'll give you a minigame where you have to listen out for the lowest tone out of 3 tones. Here's an example. You'll need to do this twice more to get the oath, but if you fail, many parasites will grow on you. Now I'll show you how to complete the Galewax quest and collect all diver journals in one run. These two quests play a part in obtaining the Deepshore Fossil, which allows you to get any enchantment stone, which I'll talk about later. To complete the Galewax quest, you must collect 4 Galewax around the map and use it to light up candles by an altar thing. There are also 3 diver journals to collect in total. To complete this quest, follow me. You can obtain the Deepshore Fossil if you've beaten Chaser, collected all 3 diver journals, obtained Etheron's Gaze and obtained the Union Hook, and done Galewax. You can then talk to Claris and tell her about your findings within the Gale. And there you go, that's the Deepshore Fossil. Now pick any enchantment stone. To get Arc Water you need 20 Fortitude, 20 Flame Charm and 20 Thundercall. After you have these requirements, follow me after turning on the generator. First you're going to want to talk to this guy called Alpha, then you're going to want to follow me. Now when you're talking to this guy, make sure you click the second option or else he's going to die to parasites. Also, watch out for the bounders as you can see from this clip. Then you're going to want to go back to the ignition base, talk to the first guy, and then come over here and talk to this guy. Then you're going to want to sail to Miner's Landing, look behind this spinning wheel, and talk to this guy, and hey, what do you know, you have Arc Water. It's now dyeable, and to progress it you must either beat Chaser or Scion of Etheron 5 times. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed the video. Also, please sub, because as soon as I reach 3k subs, I can get the Deep Work and Discord content creator role. That would be a premium moment, am I right? So anyways, keep playing Deep Working, keep gripping freshies or whatever you do, and peace! Roblox, Roblox, yeah, Roblox, Roblox, yeah, so much Roblox they call me premium. My parents are very lenient, they let me